Got scoring bag, playmaking, defense, 3-point shot, mid-range, finishing, handles, leadership, clutch gene, and playoffs. For the first round, I'll call on you. Second round, just make sure you remember who you follow, and you're just going to answer. We got DeMar DeRozan versus Paul George. We're going to start with light out. We're going to go light out Ron, Dell, Dub, Poppy, Solo. Any questions before we get started?
No.
Can I pick Cam Thomas at all?
Oh, my God. All right. DeMar DeRozan versus Paul George. Light out. Scoring.
I'm going to give it a Paul.
Ron.
I think I'm going to have to go with DeMar right now.
Dell.
Paul George.
Dub.
Paul George.
Solo.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Paul George as well.
Playmaking.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Paul George.
Paul George.
It's on me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul George.
PG. 13.
Paul George.
Defense.
Paul George.
Paul George.
Paul George.
PG.
I'm gonna go PG as well.
Mid-range.
I'm gonna go with DeMar.
Easy. DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar.
DeMar.
Did I say 3-point?
No.
You shouldn't even bring that up, though.
LOL. We're doing it.
Wow.
3-point shooting.
Paul George.
PG.
George Paul.
PG.
I'm gonna go PG. But has PG ever had back-to-back 3-point buzzer beaters? I don't think so, but I'm gonna go PG.
Oh my God. All right. Mid-range. Sorry, we already did mid-range.
Yeah.
Sorry. Finishing.
You know what? I'm gonna give it a DeMar.
Well, George tends to get a little soft around the hoop at times. I got DeMar DeRozan.
Paul George. Freak, y'all crazy.
Yeah, if I'm looking at like a prime PG, I'm going with PG.
Are we doing prime or okay?
I thought so. I thought it was just all together.
I'm gonna still do DeMar.
Handles.
Paul George.
PG 13.
Paul George.
PG.
I'll go PG as well.
Leadership.
I'll give that. Oh man, that's tough. I'm gonna give it to damn. I'm gonna give it to Paul George still.
Going DeMar DeRozan.
What you said?
Leadership.
Oh, that's tough. It's either or. I would just give DeMar just because he's getting cooked on this. But it's either or for both of them.
I'm gonna
go with DeMar too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Double D as well.
Clutch gene.
I'm gonna go DeMar DeRozan.
This is tough.
It's close. Recency bias. DeMar.
Yeah. I'm gonna go DeMar as well.
Yeah, I got DeMar.
Double D.
Playoffs.
Oh, this is tough right here. This is a good one right here.
I think
I'm gonna
DeMar's
go
underrated.
I'm gonna go Paul George.
DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Paul George.
Paul George.
I'm gonna go DeMar DeRozan as well.
All right, that's all the categories. You guys can debate
All
away.
right, wait, Ron and Solo, why do y'all pick DeMar in for playoffs? Just
because the only reason he didn't go to the finals is because the greatest player of all time was in his conference.
And what about Paul George?
True. I mean, good point. But Paul George,
He went to Game
like
7 when
he
DeMar DeRozan
deferred.
couldn't even do that.
I feel like Paul George deferred quicker like in his career than DeMar. DeMar was always the best player on the
DeMar
court.
DeRozan was always questioned during the playoffs in Toronto, saying, "Oh, can he even play during the playoffs? Can he be the same caliber player during the playoffs?" Like that's something that's always been with DeMar, is that we haven't seen it a lot recently because he's been in San Antonio, and he hasn't made the playoffs in San Antonio. So
Wait,
that's
2
why
years in San Antonio.
yeah, I know, but with all that, people were like, "Oh, can Paul George play in the playoffs? Yada yada yada. He's choking and yada yada yada." But DeMar DeRozan was doing it before Paul George even showed, because in Indiana the man was balling. It was only that bubble year, and then the following year, although he played all right in the first round, he was balling against the Jazz and he was balling against the Suns. So I mean, I don't think it's a debate. I think Paul George clears DeMar,
Does
because
DeMar
right
have any
now
playoff P situations? I don't think so.
it was, yeah, but again, that's a bubble
Kind
situation.
of though. He kind of basically said he could never be LeBron James. That's
Yes,
actually
but
worse than
Paul George's situation was just not playing well.
It was
in general.
disgusting. That
Yeah.
Utah Jazz series where Joe Ingles
Thank
took
you.
Paul George, put him on his lap, and spanked him all 4 games. That was nasty out of Paul.
Okay, that was nasty. That happened. But then you have DeMar, who's like, look at the best player. He basically like was submissive. Like it was. I'd never seen a player of that level say what he was saying about. That was grosser. That was grosser.
This is
that
the
was
PG.
gross.
This is the DeMar DeRozan moment that really decides it for me. In 2018, that Cavs team was trash. That Cavs team did not belong to be in the finals. Toronto Raptors was a first seed team that year, and they should have.
They were the favorite.
They should have beaten that Cavs team, and they got swept. And the next round, guess who went to a game 7? A rookie Boston Celtics team with no Kyrie Irving. I'm not hearing that, bro. That's DeMar DeRozan's PG playoff P moment right there.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's against LeBron, not Joe Ingles.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, but that team, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who was. It could have been Michael Jordan himself. It could have been LeBron James. It doesn't matter. The fact that the team itself, the Toronto Raptors squad, was by far like
they weren't better. They weren't better than that Cleveland team. They weren't.
Yes, they was.
What are you talking about?
Let's name starting lineup.
You guys overrate seeding.
Let's just name the starting lineup.
So in the LeBron squad,
George Hill versus Kyle Lowry. It's not that far off. It's not that far
off. Playing with me,
no, you guys sleep on George Hill. You guys absolutely sleep on
George Hill. George Hill is a player.
I'm talking. Look. I'm not just talking about stats. I'm talking about just production. George Hill on the defensive end is great. On the offensive end, he might not score as much as Kyle Lowry, but the way he moves the ball, he's a basketball player, a competent basketball player.
Let me basketball player.
Let me.
I'm talking about a good basketball player.
We're not doing that. It's not even close. It's not even close.
I don't think George Hill is as bad as
who's a better? Okay, so let me ask you this:
we could give it to Kyle Lowry, but I'm saying George
Hill
is
was
not terrible.
Ron,
Hill's a great basketball
player. I'm not saying he's terrible. Let me
player.
ask you this: Was George Hill running the show in Cleveland?
I mean, nobody was running the show except for LeBron.
Exactly. Kyle Lowry was doing that for Toronto.
Okay, no. Here's what I'm saying. We don't have to argue this. It's Kyle Lowry for sure. But I'm saying
1,000%.
It's far off. It's far off.
It's far off.
I don't think it's that far.
Now let's go with the 2 guard. Obviously DeMar DeRozan.
Yep.
Okay. And then after that, LeBron James.
Yeah, no, obviously.
And look, LeBron's good enough to take away the next 3, but LeBron James at the 4.
Kevin Love. But Kevin Love, and who was the power forward for the Raptors?
I want to say it was Pascal at that time, but that's a young Pascal.
I hope you know. I think Kevin Love was averaging. Kevin Love was averaging about 12 to 13 points throughout the whole playoffs.
Impact is more than
it's not box score watching.
That's what I was just saying about George Hill. Y'all almost decapitated me.
Yo, Ron,
I got you, bro. Don't worry.
What you gotta understand about that Raptors roster? The following year, they just lost DeMar DeRozan and they won the chip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ron, I'm about to go through the whole. I'm about to go through the whole roster.
Kawhi is, just a different type of breed.
I'm gonna go through.
And they also picked up Marc Gasol too. They also picked up Mark, and that was huge.
I'm gonna pick up the whole roster for you, bro. You got C.J. Miles, you got OG Anunoby, Serge Ibaka, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, DeLon Wright, Jonas Valanciunas, bro. There's no way in here. There's no way in hell you're gonna sit here and tell
and
me
Jonas
that Cavs
was
team.
tough too.
There's no way in hell
Here-
you're gonna sit here and tell me that team didn't belong beating the Cavs.
So here's the thing, and I'm not gonna say that they
LeBron.
should.
It's not even being the Cavs. They got swept, bro.
Yeah, destroyed.
They ain't making a competition.
Yo,
At all.
when a dude like LeBron James, who a lot of you guys consider is the best player ever,
Yep.
gets
Understandably
rolling,
so.
Exactly.
gets rolling, what do you do with him? And on top of that, you just named off the starting lineup. Who in that starting lineup can even come close to checking LeBron?
No, I get you. I get you. I get you.
It was a cake. It was a walk in the park for LeBron. He was
It
out
was.
there,
It was. But
he was out there with his kids pushing him on the swing.
But you know why it was a why it was a
slide.
cakewalk for LeBron? Because DeMar DeRozan didn't show up. Like LeBron could be the greatest of all time, but the fact that they got this is the thing. I'm not saying that the Raptors should have undoubtedly won that series, but that series alone should have been competitive. Because
it wasn't competitive.
It wasn't competitive at all.
How do you compete with one of the best runs of all time?
To the wire. Some of the games was to the wire, but the fact that it was 4-0 was kind of gross.
I think wasn't they all to the wire? He hit that one game winner where he hit the floater.
Nah, I felt like maybe a game in Cleveland or somewhere. I think Cavs smacked them. I think Cavs got a couple of. I think got one double-digit win in there, I believe.
It goes to what Del said before. It's submissive that DeMar DeRozan and the Toronto Raptors just succumbed to LeBron James and who he was. They didn't have that dog mentality. Like, I don't care if I'm going up against LeBron James, I'm gonna show the hell out. Like, it's just a different feeling, bro. Like, even before the season, even before the playoffs started, they were sitting here talking about, oh, I hope we don't see LeBron James. That's not really the attitude to have when you're going up against.
Just because people don't say that doesn't mean that they don't feel that.
They said that
every year about
you
LeBron.
Can feel it.
You don't say it. No, you're right. You don't say it.
You could though, but
I respect the honesty,
man. Gross. It's kind of gross.
No, it's extremely gross. But here's also
it's kind of weird that you're defending that stance though. When you get so mad at KD leaving OKC and going to the Warriors.
What? How does that situation?
Now you're on your own. Now you're on your own. I can't protect you now, bro. You're on your own now.
Where's the parallels in these situations?
It's simple. You said you could not say nothing and feel scared and saying the submissive. You're making it feel like it's okay for Toronto to knowingly feel that way.
Okay. I never said it was okay. I said
what you said
people feel that way about LeBron.
But you're defending.
I'm not defending it. I was merely stating a fact that just be like even this year. Yeah, bro. People are scared of LeBron.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
Maybe not today. They might not be as feared as he was back in 2018, back in 2014. But people are when they see LeBron against them on the other team in the playoffs, they're like, damn, shit.
Oh, so overall,
probably not gonna make it out of this.
And you guys might have already touched on this. Overall, who does everybody have? Paul George or DeMar DeRozan?
Paul George.
I have Paul George.
Oh, George.
I'm gonna say DeMar, and I'm gonna say this year even more. I feel like DeMar will be better in the playoffs than Paul George.
And
if he comes back.
I wanted to ask about that. So, Ron, Paul George or DeMar?
This is so tough, but I think I'm going with DeMar right now.
So, how much influence is this season right now influencing your guys' decision?
99%.
The only
Great question.
The only reason I got Paul George above DeMar is because I still remember his playoff runs of DeMar DeRozan. So if DeMar DeRozan shows out this year, then I have to make the argument. Yeah, maybe DeMar is better. As of right now, he hasn't shown it.
What if Paul George doesn't do anything? So DeMar has to show up, but Paul George doesn't?
Paul George has proven before that he could play in the playoffs.
I'll preface this with, and everyone already knows this, obviously I'm a casual. But it feels like to me, Paul George's name has been ringing in the NBA for 10 plus years, whatever. DeMar DeRozan, we've been hearing about for 4? You're talking about DeMar DeRozan for like
a 5
4 or 5 years?
His name is his name, but I don't think he's ever been better than Paul George, and I'm sorry. And this year he's playing OD well. I'm still not going to say he's a better basketball player than Paul George. I just can't. He's not. Like, I just don't.
And let's highlight something as well, bro. Like, Paul George on that Pacers team, coming from Miami Heat team, I was afraid of the Pacers. I was scared. Every time we matched up against them, I was worried about us losing to them. Every single year, I did not want to see them. I did not want to see them. I don't think Cavs fan had that same feeling towards the Toronto Raptors. I just don't think so.
As someone from Indiana, you were scared of absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna tell you that.
What? Indiana.
I'm from Indiana. There was no love. The Pacers one was great, but no one really thought that they were the real deal. Even the Danny Granger era, you know.
But when they were
the 2K glitch.
When they was up against Miami, bro, I was nervous about us.
I'm sure you were. I'm not arguing against that.
And
I'm just saying the Pacers were never that.
So. What?
They were never big dogs. Bro.
They was great.
They were solid.
Boy,
they
was
solid. Very solid. Trust
George
me,
Hill was
very
a better
solid.
version of himself.
Yeah, I agree. They're a good team,
Lance
but
Stevenson.
not a team where I'm like, damn, we're playing the Pacers this week. Like it's never.
No, he's just
I don't know.
The playoff matchup versus Miami.
Yeah, I get it.
That was a tough team.